What's up, family? So look, man, this is what I want to talk to the family about today. So look, here's the scenario for the day. So being a man that's almost 40 years old, when I look at the type of music that I'm influenced by, type of music that I pretty much always listen to, it's been hip hop, right? And that's for most of us. I think it's safe to say most men under 45 years old, not all, but most men and women that are black under 45 years old, hip hop is probably the primary form of music that we grew up listening to, right? But here's the question, because I love hip hop, I love the rebellious spirit of it, I love the millionaires that hip hop makes, I love the fact that a lot of them speak their mind, a lot of them talk about what's going on in our communities, a lot of them take a negative upbringing and turn it into a real positive story, turn it into a real uh, American dream type of story. You feel me? So I love the art form. But here's the question. When we look at gangster rap, when we look at Ice Cube's introduction with NWA, even sooner than that with Ice-T and 6 in the Morning, how has gangster rap negatively affected our community? Or has it negatively affected our community? Are you the person that think it's just music, it doesn't affect us negatively at all? You see what I'm saying? Or do you feel like the messaging in the music, what they talk about in the music, all that has a negative effect on our children? Now, this is what I think about it, family. Because if you look at the consumption of hip-hop worldwide, globally, like even in other countries, the primary consumer of hip-hop music, the people who buy it the most, are white people. So my ideology used to be, white people listen to it just like we do. They don't shoot each other. They don't fuck with each other. So it's just music, right? But as I've gotten older, I have children who are adults now. My kids are from 12 to 22 years old. So I've been able to see how they respond to hip hop, what they like about it, what they don't like about it. And one of the biggest things I would say, and this is something new that I'm, like a revelation that I'm just having, family. I definitely think hip hop, especially gangster rap, trap music, whatever it is now, has a negative effect on our youth. And let me tell you why. It's specific though, because I think if a young man or a woman is in a structured household with a man and a woman, sometimes just a mom, whatever the case may be, but if there's structure in the household, if there's education in the household, the kid will be less susceptible to try to live out anything they're hearing or seeing in the music. Because when you look at gangster rap and how it's affected our community, if you have a young man who outside of his door, everything the rappers are talking about is going on, and he himself doesn't have money, because a lot of hip hop is talking about the acquisition of things, right? Which isn't a positive thing at the end of the day, but it's acquisition of things, cars, money, women. It's just about a materialistically driven mantra based on not having, right? So I get that. But if you have a young man who goes outside, who doesn't have a father in the home, the mom didn't educate him on hip hop or the history of hip hop, then he may be susceptible to thinking he needs to do some of the things he's heard in the music. Some young men even who are a little misguided may take what they hear in the music as law. They may take the lyrics they're hearing from a rapper and think that's how I'm supposed to operate. That's how I'm supposed to get down. You feel me? So I think it's up to us as parents to educate our kids on exactly what hip hop is. If you're going to allow your young person to listen to hip hop fully, like cuss words, let them listen to any artist they want to, cool. But it's up to us to do our due diligence and give them information about the history. Talk about the origins of hip hop. Talk about the origins of this being an art form that was started to give a voice to the voiceless, really, right? The origins of it in New York, how the different regions have put their own twist on in hip hop. Make sure they understand, that there's a list of hip hop artists out there that don't talk about no shit like that. There's Commons and Talib Kweli's and people who make great music. Just the content is a little bit different, right? Because I got children who like Lil Uzi Vert, fucking all these Lil Tecca, I don't know, all these little dudes, all these new young rappers, right? And I'm fine with that. But I make sure I give them an education on Jay-Z. I give them an education on the whole landscape of hip-hop. And I make sure they understand that it's, for some rappers, granted, some rappers who speak about a gangster lifestyle and talk about street activity, they've actually done this shit. They participated in street activity firsthand, so they're doing nothing more than recanting their life experiences. Nothing wrong with that. But there's another group of rappers who may come from the hood, just like me, like a lot of dudes who were observers of this type of behavior, but never participants. See, some guys who rap, they were just observers like me, but they choose to present their music in more of a participators format, when that's kind of lying. You see what I'm saying? That's some shit that we shouldn't allow at all. So your kids have to understand that who they're listening to, even if you listen to all their interviews, even if you get some information on their life story, who they're listening to could be somebody that's making up shit. Feel me? So try to just listen to the music for what it is and not look too deep into it. Now, sometimes there's positive messaging in music that all of us can learn from and all of us can benefit from. That's cool. But at the end of the day, you got to teach them that to a certain degree, hip-hop be on some bullshit. If we really love it, you feel me? We got to be honest about it, because I'm almost 40 years old. I don't see a time that I'm going to stop listening to hip-hop. Like, as I get older, the artists that I like, they're getting older. They're continuing to make music. Some of the artists that I like, I think they'll be well in their 50s and 60s making music, like Too Short and shit. You feel me? And I'm going to continue to listen to it because I know how to contextualize the art form and pick out the shit that's bullshit. You feel me? Kids don't necessarily have the ability of doing that, but as parents, we have the ability of doing that. We can help our kids. We can talk to them about the real shit from the fake shit. We can make sure the actual environment that they're raised in doesn't resemble a lot of the shit they hear in the music, so they won't connect the two. They won't make it, it won't feel like real life to them. It'll feel like entertainment, like it is for the white kids. You feel me? So that's the question of the day, family. How has gangster rap music ruined our communities, or has it? So let's talk about gangster rap music and the effects that it has on the black community. Let's talk about it. Also, for all y'all that don't know, this Saturday the 15th at 4 p.m., Thompson Rose Chapel Funeral Home, I'm doing a screening of the critically acclaimed documentary Hidden Colors. Great, great movie. If you've never seen this movie, this is one of the best contributions to African American history and African history in general. So if you've never seen the movie, it's going to be a free screening. We'll have popcorn, refreshments, or whatever. Please come down, bring your family. It's Black History Month. We're well aware that our school systems don't necessarily dive deep into our real history, but at this point, I don't have a problem with that, because as black folks who got phones and all this fucking technology at the tip of our fingertips, we can find out this information for ourselves, right? But Hidden Colors is a collection of scholars who've came together to share their knowledge about black history, and it's a real powerful documentary. So we'll be showing the documentary, Thompson Rose Chapel, 4 p.m. this Saturday the 15th. You don't have to RSVP or anything. Please just stop by if you're in the community. If you've seen the movie, but you know someone who hasn't seen the movie, make sure they come through, family. So that's this Saturday the 15th, Hidden Colors 1. So that's the question for today, family. How, or if, you may think hip-hop hasn't had a negative effect, or gangster rap specifically hasn't had a negative effect on our community at all. So let's talk about it. In your opinion, has gangster rap ruined our community? Let's talk.